Morningstar only records the most recent registrant name. Registrant names are also tied to a number that the Securities Exchange Commission generates for each trust, each registrant, and that's the CIK number. We have that here in the spreadsheet I sent you. And in this column, the MS_Regis, this is the most recent Morningstar registration name. As there are mergers at the fund and fund family level, we can have a divergence between the actual CIK and trust historically at a particular point in time and the Morningstar registration name, because again that Morningstar registration name is only the most recent registration company. So we need to account for these mergers. So this short video is going to explain the process of these mergers. So this is the spreadsheet that I sent you. We've got the firm name, the registration, the My Trust number, the CIK, the ticker, and we have some other information out here, and I'll show you how we're going to pull that up in just a second. We have the ticker, legal name, fund ID, registration company, and administrator. So as you look over this spreadsheet that I sent you, you will notice that quite a few of them have the ticker, the legal name, and the fund ID, and several of them do not. So your assignment is going to be to fill in these blanks, so to speak. So our purpose here is to tie to each one of these historical CIK numbers all of the mutual funds that are in that trust historically. So to do that, we need to pull the Morningstar fund IDs for each one of those CIKs. The fund IDs do not change over time. Now sometimes we're going to be able to get the ticker and sometimes we will not. So for example, this particular first CIK 105377 has assigned AIM Equity Funds as the name of the registrant. But if we look down here, we can see another CIK with that same registrant. So we have two different CIKs, two different trusts, but only one registrant. Well, the issue is we may have then two different boards at some point in time, and we want to make sure that we get the right board assigned to the right trust. So we need to go back historically and pull all these fund IDs. Now I'm going to illustrate, I'm going to demonstrate how to collect this using this first one, CIK 105377. So let's just go ahead and copy this, and we'll go to SEC Edgar webpage, sec.gov/Edgar, and you'll see right here this box says fast search, and you may have done this before, I can't recall. We'll paste that in here, we'll do a search, and we'll see here this is the AIM Equity Funds, Invesco Equity Funds, and here's the ticker right here. What we're interested in is this link right here in red, the list all funds and classes for that trust. So when I use the term trust or registration company, they're interchangeable. So we see here all the different funds for that are listed in this particular trust. We've got the AIM Aggressive Growth, we've got the AIM Emerging Growth, and if we scroll down here, there's several. In fact, I've counted them already. There's 15 of them, and you'll notice that each fund here at least has multiple share classes. That's not necessarily the case, but if we look at the AIM Aggressive Growth Fund, we've got 5 different share classes. So these are the same portfolio, it's just the fee structure will be different. And then here we have the ticker symbol. So we can search in the Morningstar database either by the fund's legal name, as it's listed here, or the ticker symbol. The problem with ticker symbols is that once a fund dies, and this is true also for a company, once they no longer exist, so either through bankruptcy or merger, liquidation, whatever the case may be, that ticker can be reassigned. So it's not a reliable search tool. So I'm going to start off by just copying the fund's name, and then we're going to, now that we've copied that, we're going to go over into Morningstar Direct. Now after you log into Morningstar Direct, you'll see a page similar to that. Go to Local Databases, United States Mutual Funds, Now for some of these later on we may have to go into the money market funds and the exchange traded funds, but for right now we're just going to see what we can get with the open-end funds. That may be all we need. Alright, so we have all sorts of data here that well, is generally useful. We don't need that. Recall that I only needed the ticker, the legal name, the fund ID, the registration company, and the administrator. So I'm going to click over here to Edit Data. And I can see down here at the selected data points there's 117. I don't want all that, so I'm going to remove all that. And the first thing I want to pull up is the ticker. So I'll type in ticker there. So I'll do a name containing go, and I can see this data point ticker, and I can add that. The next one I want is the fund's legal name. There's the legal name. I'll add that. The next one I want is the fund ID. Fund ID. Add that one. Then I want the registration company. Registration company, add. And the last one I want to pull up the administrator. I probably won't use this, but that may be actually helpful later on. And there's the administrator right there. So when I click OK, I'll see now the only data fields that I have here is what I requested. So now I've got the data points. Now I need to actually go and search for the fund. So I'm going to click on Search. Click here to start a new search, and we'll just put in name equals, and then I'm going to have a box that opens up, and I want to search by legal name. I want to put in contains instead of begins with, and I don't want. It's very important here. Uncheck the include only surviving instruments, and then remember earlier on I pasted the fund name from the Edgar website, and make sure that you don't have any spaces, leading spaces here. Sometimes you'll have leading spaces, and just as a general rule, just get rid of the word fund, and we'll click go, because that fund can cause problems, and having the leading spaces can cause problems in the search. And here we go. We know we were looking for the AIM Aggressive Growth Fund. This is the Class A shares. That's denominated in US dollars. Here's the SEC ID. We don't care about that. And this is the oldest share class. We see that here. So I'm going to click OK. And that put that AIM Aggressive Growth Fund in that search engine. And then I'm going to just add another line. It says or, again, name equals, and here I'll go get my second one. And then I will continue this same process. I'll go back to Edgar here. The second fund was the AIM Emerging Growth Fund. I want to copy that, paste it in here, get rid of the word fund. It doesn't look like there's any leading spaces. Change this to contains, uncheck the include only surviving instruments. And here we go, the Class A shares. It's the oldest share class. We're going to pull that one. Click OK. And we'll continue that process for all 15 of the fund names that were listed on that Edgar page under that CIK number. And I'm not going to do all of them here, but you get the idea how we do that. And I want to click on Run Search, but I again want to uncheck this Only Surviving Instruments. And we had success. It found 2 items. Well, we were asking for 2 items, so that's good. So I click OK. And then I see these 2 funds and the information that I need. Now you'll notice here ticker is missing. That's quite common. Now when you do this, you can do this one fund at a time. I like to go ahead and do all of the CIK at one time for all the different funds. I guess conceivably you could do the whole spreadsheet that way. And I want to export the data to Excel. And it's working. I have a really slow internet connection here at my home. Waiting. Well, just so that we don't waste time here looking at the little spinning dot. Oh, here we go. So I've got this information, and then I can copy this, and then I can paste this back into my spreadsheet. So this first 2 lines is what we have there. And of course, this document here typically only has 1 row per CIK, so you may have to insert a bunch of blank rows and then do your paste into it so you don't override any data. And that is the process. We just need to fill in these missing ones. I don't think this will take too terribly long to do, so I would like to get this back. Let's shoot for Monday, if at all possible. There's really not that many left. We did the lion's share already this morning. Filled those in here, so I don't think it's going to take you too terribly long to do that. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Thank you.